The more computers and the internet become an indispensable part of modern life, the more we rely on them to store personal information.
And often the only thing that stands between your sensitive data and a criminal is your password. A password that's just waiting to be hacked.
But just how easy is it to crack a password? Well, to find out, I challenged computer security expert Lee Whitfield from Disk Labs to break into 3 password-protected documents.
So, let's get started.
And surprisingly, he began with a very low-tech approach.
I mean, one of the main things that we would do if we were going to crack a password back at the lab would be we want as much information about somebody as possible. So that might involve going on their Facebook profile, finding out what kind of car they have, what team they support, what the names of the children or the spouses. And once you have that information, typically you will find a password pretty quickly.
So don't use a password derived from personal information that's available online.
How are we doing?
But for Lee, this strategy proved fruitless, so his next step was to load my 3 password-protected documents he'd been challenged with hacking into specialist password recovery software. First, it tried the most common 1,000 passwords that people use. If any of these are yours, you might as well not bother, because
that password will be found within half a second.
But I hadn't used a common password, so the software then went through every word in the dictionary. And at 17,000 words a second, password 1 didn't stand a chance.
It took just over a minute.
Should be Gadget, the very original one that was there.
Yeah, Gadgets.
But the next 2 passwords weren't in the dictionary, so the software had to resort to going through every combination on the keyboard.
It'll start at A, the first character, and then it'll go AA, AB, and all the way through until it hits every single possible combination.
By making password 2 a combination of letters and a number, I'd made Lee's task much harder. But within half an hour, he had it.
OK, that's the second password that we've got now. That's Gadgets with a 4 instead of the A, 3 instead of the E.
Yep, that's the second one gone. I've got much more confidence in the third, though.
Coming up with a complicated password is easy. Remembering it is often not. So here's a tip to help. First, instead of a memorable word, think of a memorable phrase
that includes numbers and at least 10 words. For example, the Gadget Show is on Monday nights at 8 p.m. on Channel 5. Then take the first letter of each of the words to form an acronym. Then capitalise 50% of the letters and add symbols at either end.
This monster password was the one protecting my 3rd document, and I was pretty certain it would take a very long time to bust.
So, how are you doing, Lee?
Might be a while.
Yes, I think it might be, because according to this website, howsecureismypassword.net, it should take a desktop PC about 32 billion years to crack it. So, see you later.
Yeah, see ya.
So, my final words of hacker-busting advice are: make complex passwords, don't use the same password for everything, and, if it's available, choose 2-step authentication, which you can now get on Facebook and Gmail.
Once you've set this up, then whenever they get a log-on for a new device, they send you a warning text. And if it's not you, you can do something about it. Ooh, excuse me.